what is up, you guys? Hope they're partying like every day is your birthday, because we got another one for you guys today. Hope y'all are doing good. I decided it's right before I'm leaving for Orlando to pre-record some more clips, because, you know, I have a long drive back on Wednesday, and I don't feel like recording videos when I'm, on my drive back. I don't really feel like doing that. I'm probably going to get back really late, so we're deciding to record them today for Thursday's videos. Now, did you know that I'm not wearing shoes? And this video was requested by you, so I appreciate you for sending this one my way, man. Because we got Attack on Titan is Incredible Now by Gagook. I'm pretty sure we watched something before with him doing an Attack on Titan something a bobber. But, I don't think it was this one. I'm 99.9999999999999% sure it's not this one. So if we're rewatching this video, oopsie daisy, my bad, my fault. But, we shouldn't be. So without further ado, we're just gonna hop right into it, see what he's working with, and let's get to it. Oh, we're chopping this into 2 parts, by the way. It's a 23-minute video. You know what my dumb ass talking and pausing, it'd be like 40 minutes, man. So we're gonna chop it into probably 2 20s, and let's hop to it.
This video is sponsored by Bookwalker. I want you to cast your mind back to 2013. This current generation console just began.
What the fucks? Dude, what the fucks?
This video
I was wondering, I was like, why the hell is there a bunch of furries in the damn forest?
Video is sponsored by Bookwalker. I want you to cast.
Bruh, that brought back some memories. What the fuck say?
This current generation console war had just begun. Harlem
That shit
Shake
was
was
tough.
a thing, and YouTube Rewind was full of YouTubers. Now, if you were to head towards the anime community, however, what you would have found is
Oh my god.
this was the year Attack on Titan took over, and I don't just mean for the anime fandom. It blasted the shackles of the community to find a wider, vast mainstream appeal, which had never been done before for a single season. Excuse me for a second. For a single season of anime. Conventions
my
were
gosh,
flooded
that
with
made me
people in a
bust my
survey
ears.
call uniform. Memes were absolutely inescapable on the internet, and somewhere in between all that, Attack on Titan also aired. I knew something was fucking weird when my co-workers in my office job at the time started offhandedly mentioning Attack on Titan in the same conversation as Game of Thrones. Mostly because people were saying,
shout
it's
out, man.
basically like Game of Thrones. For anyone who's gotten into anime more recently, it's kind of hard to convey how unprecedented a phenomenon this show was. There had never been such a meteoric rise in the history of the medium, and the only thing that's come close is the One Punchy Boy. Anime nowadays has become
Ooh, that's what we're watching right now, bro. That shit is fire. I'm gonna let y'all know that One Punch coming with heat.
much more accepted medium, and I honestly think Attack on Titan was what set the ball rolling for that. The franchise had the entire community in the palm of its hand, and all it had to do to continue that
Damn,
hype
they was busting
train
a
was
move.
anything. And then it didn't. But after 4 years, it returned with Season 2 and has been going strong since then, with Attack on Titan Season 3, Part 2, Episode 12, Chapter 3, Arsenal Nil having just finished. I'm not going to pretend that the
Damn.
series isn't still immensely popular, but the hype is certainly just a fraction of what it was. Which is a shame, because with this latest season, the series has evolved and changed.
Hey, I'm gonna say it right now. I was still a fan of 1 through 3 the most. We're on Season 4, Part 2 right now, but 1 through 3 is still my favorite.
Changed so much that as someone
Might
who was
change for the
initially
last few
very
episodes,
lukewarm
I don't
about
know.
the series, I think where it is right now, it's shaping up to be one of the greatest anime of the modern age. And I don't use those words lightly. What I'm trying to say is Attack on Titan is pretty great and has turned into something pretty great. And as the series goes on, it gets even more great. So I just wanted to make a video about how great it was. Did I mention it was pretty great?
That's great.
Originally, this was just going to be a short video talking about how good the new season is. Then the more I worked on it, the more I realized I really couldn't do it justice without talking about the entire journey we took to get here. Because every season is so vastly different from each other and yet builds on and adds to the overall experience.
I agree. You gotta talk
There will
about
be
it all if
spoilers
you're
in this
talking
video,
about it,
but
man.
I won't be spoiling anything from the latest season because it's my long-winded way of saying you should drop everything because this latest season is absolutely worth it. So buckle up your seatbelts,
Whoa.
put your phone on silent, take a break from your JoJo memes because it's gonna be a long one. Because as one of the few people who waited all these years without buckling in to read the manga, experiencing all this for the first time now, all I can say is I was right all along, you fuckers! It was worth it!
Yeah, you guys should go watch it.
If I can give Season 1 credit for anything, it's that it immediately grabbed your attention, then fucking bear hugged it until you couldn't look in any other direction. I think many people can agree that the first few episodes is one of the best hooks you can find in anime, in contrast to the rest of the season where you'll find
Yeah,
whole mix-
I was thinking about it, yo. You know, we always talk about on here what would be like the best anime you would recommend to someone, because You know, you don't want to recommend something that's super insane because then they're never going to see another show like it. You know what I mean? You don't want to give them a top tier show off rip. But you can't give them a shitty show or else they're never going to watch it again. I think Attack on Titan low-key is that show, bro. That, you know, you could watch it, just a few episodes, get hooked on it. You know, it has really good graphics, fight scenes and stuff, but it's not like insanely stupid quality. You know what I mean? Respectfully, very good quality. I'm not saying it's not, but it's not like Demon Slayer where like that shit just makes your eyes want to explode. You know what I mean?
Mixed bag of opinions, ranging from this is the greatest series ever to this is an overrated piece of crap to I want Levi to step on me.
Levi is that dude, bro.
Jaeger. I personally thought it was okay, but lacking in a few places, and I know everyone's given their 2 cents on this by now, so I'll try to avoid repeating any common things. Yes, everyone got bored of seeing it everywhere. We all know you're not a real critic unless you complain about the pacing of the series, and I really don't care if you're a special flower who thinks the second opening is better than the first. Because it's not. So before I get into what I thought the series was lacking compared to what we have now, I wanted to shine a spotlight on what I thought it was doing right the entire time and what it continues to do to this day. Aside from the obvious spectacle of the amazing action, Isayama was able to craft this really believable world with what felt like a unique premise. I've always loved the world building in Attack on Titan because it never needed huge exposition dumps of dialogue and lore to lend to its credibility that it existed.
Wow, look, it's crazy how big that wall is.
It's the attention to detail that
and how easily toasted that shit got by the Titans.
Interesting, and I know I'm speaking very broadly here, so let me give you a counterexample. Let's throw all this out the window for a second and talk about Naruto. Naruto is a world with a rich lore that intertwines all the different clans and bloodlines, creating a believable history that you can totally immerse yourself into. But there's one thing that's always bothered me about it. What the fuck is the technology in this world? These ninjas have cameras, computers, satellite dishes, bloody television sets, and they are just randomly there and then not there throughout the series. These are all very small, superficial things that shouldn't affect your overall enjoyment of the franchise.
I've never even realized
think about it. It really fucks some of the world's logic and raises way more questions than it should. Like, you have magic ninjas controlling mystical beasts that can level entire cities with a single fart. Cool. I can believe that, no problem. But having a whole room of meditating ninjas singing Kumbaya for chakra communication when wireless transmitters have clearly been used before? What? Radio waves and satellite dishes obviously exist, so why is important inventions like radar not a thing on the battlefield? Or why is technology
because the
not
soup
more
ninja
widely
needs
used
to
in
know,
warfare in
you know what I
general?
mean?
And here you got Akatsuki using some high-level communication jutsu for what is basically a Google Hangouts. Christ, guys, stop being so tryhard and just start a fucking Discord server. I'm not saying I want to see ninjas running around with.
Could you imagine, bro, if the Akatsuki thing was just a bunch of computers on the hand, bro, and they were all just on FaceTime? That would be funny as shit.
Fucking AirPods, but if you're gonna add some of these elements in your fictional world for some kind of aesthetic reason, while it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, and I'm sure some theory can explain it, it just doesn't feel organic. Now, this all may sound like nitpicking to you, because it totally is, but the point I'm trying to get at is that in the world of Attack on Titan, everything just makes sense. From the social political structure, to the protocols for certain situations, to the wall having a religion, to the sophisticated mechanics of how the ODM gear works, every aspect of this world seems to have been intricately crafted from the ground up. The way it functions and develops seems like a logical product of the initial rules that it set, and as the series goes on and more aspects get explored, you're like, oh shit, yeah, of course that's how things work. I didn't think about that until now.
See, that was me until season 4. You know, then I got very, very confused with the series.
What's been put into even the tiniest details, even if they don't explain.
It's clearing up, though.
Like, I don't need a 5-minute explanation on how they have an invention to get horses up and over the walls, but it's there in the background, and it's not exactly something you'd immediately think about, but yeah, of course they'd obviously need one. Sometimes it's the smallest details that can lend to the credibility of your world, and one thing that made Titan such a convincing threat was that it set up its rules, then adhered to them under real-world logic. If you don't have anywhere to grapple onto, you are fucked. If you run out of gas, you are fucked. If you sustain an injury from some random debris, shot a landing, or an ape throwing a fucking horse fastball at you, you are fucked. Because of course you are. This isn't the usual logic of high school kids being flung through 5 walls of pure concrete, and then no one's even remotely surprised when they dig through 4 tons of rubble with only a single scratch, being like...
Is that Justin Bieber?
It was over.
Which is something I really liked and has stayed consistent throughout the series. But to get back to why I never held the series in the highest regard,
get
the
it?
biggest problem about it was that after
'Cause it
everything
was a
was said
butt?
and done, it all felt very superficial. What I mean by that is a lot of the appeal came from shallower elements that were there to maximize impact but not really leave a lasting impression. From the bombastic action to the dramatic shouting to Sauno's tracks blaring in your face at full volume. Turn it down a bit, please. I'm trying to make a point. There was always some kind of twist and turn to keep you watching, even if it relied on cheap shock factor. But it kept force feeding you something every episode, so you'd never get a chance to rest and reflect on it.
That's what I always say.
Priority
It's like you're sitting on the edge of your seat the whole time you're watching it, because you just never know what's gonna happen.
over actually taking time to
That's what a
develop
good
these
anime
characters,
does.
with the possible exception of Jean, Jean, whatever. Meaning most of them were just recognizable for a single quirk, or were one-note characters introduced for the purpose of being killed off. The developments contributed to constant shocking and hype moments, but once the initial adrenaline wears off, you'd realize there was not much else there. Like, oh my god, they killed the main character in episode 5! Just kidding, he's actually a Titan, it was a prank. It's just a prank, bro. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content. What I equate season 1 to is a roller coaster ride, and I'm not talking about those danky pop-up coasters you find at your local carnival or whatever. I'm talking Nemesis Inferno at Thorpe Park,
Oh
King
my
the Kart,
gosh.
Six Flags.
Oh hell no!
Attack on Titan
I would never do
ride
that for
in
any
Japan.
amount of
Wait a
money,
minute.
bro.
It was a high-budget
Any
premium
amount of
thrill
money.
ride, but it was a thrill ride
no joke.
nonetheless. Because of this, when the show ended, I undoubtedly had a great time watching it, but looking back, I had zero emotional attachment to it. And that's how it was for a long ass time. And then if the reception for season 1 was unbridled hype and excitement, when season 2 aired, it was much more like, hey guys, Attack on Titan season 2 is coming out!
What's he doing in the background?
Alright, we can fix this. Can you get me the hype button, please? A lot of this can be attributed to the 4-year gap, but I think another big reason was that it was just vastly different in tone and pacing, causing a lot of people to feel a bit underwhelmed by it in comparison. Despite this, however, it may come to a shock to many of you that I actually preferred Attack on Titan Season 2 over Season 1.
I'm with you on that, Gagoop.
Or, you
Dun, dun, dun!
if I didn't already make a video that I actually preferred Attack on Titan Season 2 over Season 1. Season 2 made me infinitely more invested in the franchise than I had ever been before, and the way it was able to make me do this was by stopping the roller coaster, letting you get off the ride, and just explore the theme park at a slower pace. I swear this is where the theme park analogy ends. I just really want to go to Thor Park. It added a lot of these mystery elements,
Shout
which
out,
really
man.
enriched
Go
my interest
ride
in the
some
world
rides.
and added a layer of tension to it. J.J. Abrams has this great little TED
I'ma
talk
just
where he
stick to the
explains
anime,
his
though.
theory behind the mystery box, where when watching a show or movie, you can always find these mystery boxes where information is fed to you, but just enough is withheld to create a mystery. And it's the withholding of the information that is far more engaging for the viewer, because we invest ourselves to find out what's in the box.
That's some deep
And
stuff.
that's exactly what happens here. It
Got that bit down to a
constantly gave you these little
science.
tidbits and flashback of conversations that imply that there was something much larger going on in the grand scheme of things, but not giving you enough information for any of it to make sense.
Speaking of not enough information, you know, on that note, I'm going to stop it right here. So if you guys want to see more, you have to go to part 2. But in all seriousness, man, I hope you guys did enjoy that one. Shout out to Gagook for the video. What an awesome take so far on Attack on Titan 2. I do got to agree. I enjoyed Season 2 more. I really did. You know, Season 1 I was really invested. But, Gagook summed it up pretty damn nicely. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think you got when it slowed down a little bit. I mean, it slowed down, but it didn't slow down at the same time. You know, I mean, people are still getting good all. You know, everyone's dying still. But it was a good time, bro. It was a good pace how everyone was dying. You feel me? So I did hope you guys enjoyed part 1. Now, when I come back, which is today, we have a One Punch Man stream tonight. Gonna be at 8 o'clock East Coast time. Would love to see y'all there. And tomorrow, on Friday, we're going to be reacting to y'all's videos over there at 8 o'clock on the East Coast time. We haven't streamed in a while, so we're going to do some back-to-backs. Hope to see y'all over there. Y'all have a great day, man. Deuces.